towards the outside. Upon levelling out, he was under an easy-going ride and was not pushed in the final stages. Clocking 17.8 seconds for 350 yards before cruising in his gallop out once nearing the turn. Ladies and gentlemen, we have one gate work to show you for the 8th race. Number 7, Cowboy Country 123, went solo on August the 1st. He broke cleanly, but had a lot of head movement during the early stages. He then settled into a nice rhythm, continued under a hand ride, and finished in strong fashion, while always maintaining a straight path. Clocking 17.9 for 350 yards before a good gallop out. This multiple Grade 2 Stakes finalist, who has not raced since late March, also fired a 220-yard bullet drill on July 18.
Welcome into a beautiful Saturday afternoon, and we'll call it Saturday evening of racing here at Los Alamitos Racecourse. Jose Contreras alongside Ulysses Gomez. We got 8 races on the program. We got Golden State Derby Trials.
21 entered, one of them scratched. That's going to leave us with 20. The 10 fastest qualifiers to the $170,000 Golden State Derby. Those will be the last 3 races on the card. 8-race card starts here. Place pick all, pick 4, early double, everything here in the opener where we have maiden. Fillies going to go the 4.5 furlong distance.
Yeah, what do you think of this opener? Maiden Fillies. Right now, the money's showing up on the inside, spying this guys who's getting played from 8 to 1 to even money. OMG is going to take money, and Beauty Jenny's going to take money. We'll see where the odds reflect once you get closer to post time. But what about the money on the 1 right now?
I think it'll shift. I think that's just early money. I think this race is wide open. I don't see anybody being even money in this opener. Maybe OMG, a deserving favorite, because you see Beauty Jenny, 12 starts, just doesn't want to break the maiden, has had every opportunity. I think the money will spread between those 2 fillies, but I see it as a wide open event to start off the card.
I like the 2 OMG. I didn't know who I like clearly second best. So for me, it was either take the 2 and single or buy it. So I'm going to single the 2 OMG.
I agree. That's my top selection, and for the same reason. OMG beat Beauty Jenny last time out. I land there. 6 to 1 currently. I doubt you're going to get that 6 to 1 price.
Coming up, race number 2, that 4.5 furlong event. There's a key scratch out of there, right? Number 2 on Bridal Vision. The 2 to 1 morning favorite is out.
I think that just leaves it to James J. Braddock on the outside with Ricardo Ramirez. Horse is 3 to 1. Second choice now will be the favorite with the scratch. And look at the efforts 2 and 3 back. Missing the victory by a nose. Similar to those efforts. And that puts James J. Braddock in the winner's circle.
I like the class drop on the outside post for James J. Braddock. But if you dig into any of those runners in their respective clockings and levels, I would not be able to talk you off of anyone in that spot.
I agree with you, including Easy Breezy, making the third start off a layoff. Got a win last time out. I think Easy Breezy is going to be a lot tougher today than he was last time when getting the victory.
And the 5 Great Power ran a better than Luke second behind Easy Breezy back on July 18th. So I think race number 2 is one of the most evenly matched races on the entire program. Race number 3 will be the first leg of the pick 6. 1,000 yard for the maiden claimers, 12-5 in that event. Hydroplane is 9 to 5. Is Hydroplane the horse to beat?
I think the race goes through Hydroplane, but I'm curious to see what New Mexico Heart does. First time here at Los Alamitos, coming in from New Mexico. Albuquerque Zia. This horse has showed some early speed, just can't hold on. How's this horse going to handle the 1,000-yard distance?
I'm going to give the 1 Draw Close a second look, because on debut, I thought it was an educational debut. He ran an okay 5th, I thought. With that racing under his belt and that experience, I think he'll have an opportunity to move forward. 6 to 1, we're likely not going to get that price, but Draw Close, I think we're going to see an improvement tonight at a pretty solid price.
And it's a good way to start the pick 6 with the maidens going 1,000-yard distance. Race number 4, the first of our quarter horse events. 5 quarter horse events on the card. This is an allowance event for 2-year-olds which have never won 2 races. We get a field of 5, 2 of them out of the Jimmy Glenn Jr. barn. I like Talker. 3 starts, 2 second-place finishes, and 1 victory. I think Talker's a horse to beat.
I like the biggest price on the morning line, and that is Squeaker, who narrowly missed by a neck. It just looked like he wasn't really finding his best shot until it was too late. The race was over. I think he's going to move forward with the second start off the layoff in the back at 350. And you got to respect the gate speed of Dios Dorado off of that win last time out at 15.66. And Justina's back aboard is also a big plus.
Both of those runners from the Jimmy Glenn barn. I like Talker, the 8 to 5 favorite. You like Squeaker, the 8 to 1 shot. I got to follow Cesar Ortega. He's rode them both.
Yeah.
He sticks to Talker, so I'll give the benefit of the doubt that Cesar Ortega picked the right one.
Surprise, surprise, the rider says to follow the rider, right?
And we're never right.
No. Race number 5, late pick 4 will begin in that 220-yard event. We got a couple of first-time starters I think are live. El Executivo, though, I like the pedigree there. Daytona was a pretty good racing mare. You got Apolitical Jess on the top side. There's only 1 Polish workout, but you're going 220. I like El Executivo, the 3 there.
That's my top selection as well. This is a first-time starter against runners, and you look at a horse like Apolitical IMRL, who's actually crossed the wire first and got DQ'd, so still a maiden, has the experience, will be drawn to the inside. Going to be a field of 5 now with the scratch, but give me the firster. I like that 220-yard gate drill of 12:20 on July 22nd.
Yeah, Apolitical IMRL will take plenty of play. He was DQ'd off of that win last time out, and he will get plenty of back in that race number 5. Race number 6, Final Big Three opportunity of the program. The Golden State Derby trials will begin right there. And in the first leg, Doodah Cartel is the clear 4-5 morning night favorite after being the beaten favorite in the Governor's Cup Derby.
Had a legit excuse in that Governor's Cup Derby. Reared had a troubled start, finished third. If you get a clean break, it's Doodah Cartel's race to lose. But I like the draw of Walk When I Walk on the outside. And Fancy Up being drawn just outside of Doodah Cartel also helps. With the scratch of the 5, MW Love This Candy, that just closes a gap between Warmly and those other 3 runners. So I think you're going to see from that outside post, you might see a 4-horse blanket finish. But if Doodah Cartel gets out of the gate in good order, he's going to be ultra tough to beat.
Yeah, they're in trouble. They will be in trouble if Doodah Cartel gets out to a clean break. Race number 7, the second of those trials for the 400-yard distance. High Octane for Keith Nelson and Kristen Watanabe, Rodrigo Vallejo. Kristen and Rodrigo teamed up for a very impressive winner last week. They hold the 9-5 morning line favorite.
High Octane going to be wearing the flipping halter like he has in 10 of those 11 starts. Going to be tough. I think the race goes through High Octane. I love the draw of CM How About Them Cowboy. Gets drawn to the outside. This is a winner of the Derby Challenge last out on May 17th. Gets to go 400 yards once again. I like the outside runner. I also give a look to the inside. French Valley, Justine Klaber, and Hurry Up for Scott Willoughby and Gabriel Lara.
Look at the mama of Hurry Up, up for it. You know that's my favorite mare for Dr. Allred. Ultimately, my topic is French Valley. We know her main weapon is her gate speed. I think the rail draw is not a bad spot to be. She's had some very memorable performances from the rail. You get Justine up aboard. I think the gate speed with a better break makes her a big-time threat from the rail.
We're both going to try to beat High Octane because I land on the outside. CM, how about them Cowboy?
Race of Parade, the finale on tonight's program. Cowboy Country 1-3 is 9-5 on the outside, and I think it's gonna get better like a 2-horse race with more of it and Cowboy Country 1-3. But who do you like there?
I like Cowboy Country 1-2-3 with that outside post. Finished 4th in the El Primero del Año Derby, but that was back in March. Hasn't been seen since that March 29th race. Gonna have to go the 400 yards. It's a big ask, but I love to see that Jose Flores puts that solid bullet drill on him on August 1st. 1790 for the 350 yards out of the gate. I think this horse will be ready for the return to the races.
More of it has shown plenty signs of talent. I just can't quit him at this point in time. He will be drawn in gate number 5. That will be the final trial of the evening. So more of it. The 5 will be my top pick in the finale. 5, 6, 2, my top 3 there in race number 8. Call to the parade, for 8 minutes of post time for race number 1. We'll enjoy the parade with Mike Corona shortly.
No está, no sirve.
Yeah.
And then dice que
The post parade for the opener is led by number 1, Spy in Disguise. Owned by Megan Steer, trained by Alberto Ruvalcaba, ridden by Francisco Monroy. Number 2, OMG is owned and trained by Jesus Aranga. The rider is Ricardo Ramirez. Number 3, Miss Chardonnay, is owned by George Jacobs, trained by Jerry Wallace II. Salvador Vargas is the rider. Number 4, Beauty Jenny, owned and trained by Angela Aquino, has Cesar Ortega for company. 5, Backstage Drama, is owned by Hector Castrillon, conditioned by Gennaro Vallejo, piloted by Francisco Orduna Rojas. Number 6, Club Kodiak, is trained by Van Belvoir for Ernest Makowski and Randy Dang. Edgar Payeras is up. This is a 4.5 furlong thoroughbred maiden claiming event for fillies and mares 3 and up, opening the $1 early double, the $1 early pick 4 and the $1 place pick all. Race 1 is named for Mary Nomura's Celebration of Life.
Four minutes away from the opener here to begin the pace pick on and the pick 4 as well here at Los Alamitos. And just like we thought it was going to happen, I'll take it back. It hasn't happened because the money is still on the one spy in disguise. I'm a quick turnaround here. Yeah, that's true money. That's over 4,100 in the one pool on the one.
At 1 to 5, does somebody know something we don't? Do we just follow Alberto Rubalcaba, Francisco Monroy, and Spy in Disguise with this rail runner? 21 and 4 opening quarter at Del Mar. You're 4.5 furlongs off of them. That is a maiden claiming 16. Now they come back and drop into the maiden claiming 5 ranks. Is it as easy as that? Just follow the money and they know something we don't?
It could be because this is a maiden 5 claimer, but it's kind of masked kind of like a maiden 35 as well because 3 of the experienced runners, the 2, the 4, and the 5 have already competed for the maiden 35, right? So we kind of know what they are up to this point in time. And the other 3, the 1, 3, and 6, are legitimate class droppers, but they haven't shown enough speed to kind of warrant that they're going to be immediately effective unless there's money in the 1 is spot on.
And it seems to be. I thought it would go the other way. I did not expect it to hold, not just hold at even money, but go further south. 1 to 5 on this rail runner. Gonna also have to contend with the rail draw. I think that's not easy as well. First time here over this nighttime oval. You don't have any horses that seem to have that much gate speed, but it's just different in that first eighth of a mile when you have experience here at these shorter distances of 4.5 furlongs.
You're seeing the pick 4 tickets, suggested tickets cycling to the screen. Chris Wade, 2, 4, 1 for him in that order. So he likes the 2 on top at 7 to 1. He'll single the 6 in race number 2. And I'm going to go all in right off the bat with the 2 OMG. It was a solid second place finish with the class drop. He looked a little bit faster. He looked a little bit fitter. He was no threat for the winner, but in my opinion, he was clearly second best. In the second leg, I'll double up with the scratch of the 2, 5, and 6 there. That's Great Power and James J. Braddock. I thought the 5 was the better that looked second, and James J. Braddock, we both agreed that the class drop and the outside post will make that one have probably an ideal trip. And then I'll go 3 deep in the next 2 legs, 1, 4, 5 in race number 3, and then closing out with the 1, 3, and 5. Squeaker, Dios Dorado, and Safety up there in race number 4. But to me, this opening race goes to OMG. Whether I'm right, we'll have to wait in a couple of minutes or so. But I think that's a pretty good second last time out. And let's face it, there's not a ton of good form to grab onto in this field.
There isn't. And another change that comes in this big 2 to 5 area Spy in Disguise, the blinkers are coming off. So blinkers come off for this nighttime oval debut of the 1 who's taking all the money, 1 to 2, as now the 2 OMG starts dropping a little bit into 9 to 2 odds. I like the warm-up by Ricardo Ramirez, turning this filly away from the pony, giving her an aggressive warm-up. You see her flipping her head up in the air, kind of wanting to do a little more. And Ricardo Ramirez is going to oblige and go ahead and gallop her along. These type of horses, I like to see that. I like to keep them moving, keep them with that forward momentum because these are maidens. Once again, you said there's not much form to grasp onto. So you got to just try to get to the front and hope that the rest of the field kind of pushes you along, kind of herds you along. And that's why I like those warm-ups. Beauty Jenny, Cesar Ortega also did the same. Turned her away from the pony and gave her an aggressive warm-up.
And that's a filly we kind of know what she is, right? She's very competitive. One of these nights she's going to find that field to come on through and get that maiden diploma. She finished behind OMG when they last met. I felt like she was going to be stuck in the middle in this group. Like, I feel like she was not going to be the best finisher, and she was not going to be the best speed of the race.
She kind of has that one pace, and I'm looking up and down the form of these 6 runners, and the only 2 that have hit the board are OMG with the second place finish last out, and Beauty Jenny has finished second or third in 5 of the last 6 races. Other than that, you can't really grasp onto anybody hitting the board. I mean, Backstage Drama finished 4th last out, but was 4 lengths behind Beauty Jenny, who finished 3rd. So there's not much form to grasp onto. That's why I'm looking to this post parade and seeing which one of these riders is going to be aggressive and take command of the lead early. And by the warm-ups, it looks like it's either Cesar Ortega or Ricardo Ramirez on Beauty Jenny the 4 and OMG the 2.
The long shot that I found intriguing here is the 3, Miss Chardonnay, which George is giving a look to as well in the second slot. And I have him in the second, in the second slot as well. She made her debut here back on Valentine's. She was 11-1. She was on the rail. It was a bad post. Wasn't really a threat there. The winner won by 8. She ended up finishing 4th. And then 2 starts at Santa Anita and daytime here. I feel like we just haven't seen what she can truly do here at this levels and at this oval. So I was willing to give her a second look. I'm surprised she's doubled the morning line of 16-1. That is a very attractive long shot price.
I think it's just inflated because of how strongly the betting public has jumped on Spy in Disguise. I think it just threw off the odds, and that's why you're getting an inflated double morning line on Miss Chardonnay, because so much money is coming in on Spy in Disguise, which is a surprise. And it's holding strong because these horses are now walking back to the gate in the chute to that 4.5 furlong starting point, and you're seeing it. This is going to be your clear favorite. I mean, over 5,200 in the win pool to Spy in Disguise, 3-5.
What'd you make of Club Kodiak, the other class dropper who in 2 local starts didn't show any kind of speed, but then going a mile over the daytime was battling for the lead early on?
And that was into a 49-second half mile, so they weren't going that quick. That's why this horse was battling to the lead. I love the outside draw for this type of runner, and you don't see any clear speed, and you get the aggressive Edgar Payeras with an outside draw. I think he could push and shove the whole backside without taking any dirt, and then figure out what he wants to do going into the turn. If you can drop over, great. If your head's up with a couple of the runners, just go on and try to get to the wire.
Pick 4 about to begin right here in race number 1. Also, Place Call is about to begin in this opening race. Place Call and involves all 8 races. You got to finish first or second in every leg. It's $1 minimum. It's a fun bet. Any potential standouts? Is it Doodah?
I think Doodah Cartel.
Doodah Cartel, huh?
Doodah Cartel is an easy standout. I think if you want to take another stand, I wouldn't talk you off of any stand you take in the 4th race, which is the allowance non-2 for 2-year-olds. It's a field of 5. I think whichever one of the horses you want to take a stand in to get coverage in the other legs, I would not go against. And then race number 5, 220-yard event, also a field of 5, but going 220 yards. I think that's a little harder. I think you want to have coverage there. So if you're going to take a stand anywhere, it'd probably be here. It's either, like you say, OMG or the field, and then Doodah Cartel, and maybe race number 4 in that field of 5 allowance event.
They are at the gate for the opener. Pick 4 pool about to cross $100,000. Let's go out to Mike Corona.
Miss Chardonnay to gate number 3. Early pick 4 pool, 105,000 as Club Kodiak takes the outside stall, and Spy in Disguise, who did some gate schooling, was up there in advance of the others, backed out and now loads last. Racing! And OMG is away sharply with Miss Chardonnay. They vie for early supremacy, clear of Beauty, Jenny and Club Kodiak Spy in Disguise, and they're clear of backstage drama. It's OMG and Miss Chardonnay battling past the 5/16 pole, clear of Spy in Disguise, who works into a clear third, a long way in front of Club Kodiak, who's on the outside of 1-5. The first race was named for Mary Nomura's Celebration of Life. We welcome our group to the winner's circle in honor of Mary Nomura. OMG, returning victorious beneath Ricardo Ramirez. She is a bay filly, 3 years of age, by from the Bushwhacker Dam Lover Honey Badger. Bred in California by Peter Miller and owned and trained by Jesus Uranga. The result is official. The $1 exacta, $8.10. $1 trifecta, $18.70. 10-cent superfecta, $5.67. Post time for the second, 7:41. $1 pick 3 wagering. Scratch number 2, Unbridled Vision. The morning line favourite is out of race 2. Checking a couple of jockey changes, making sure you're up to date in the 5th race. Henry Lopez will ride number 6, AJ Wildheart. Henry Lopez on number 6 in the 5th. Race 8. The rider of number 6, You Are the Best, Ricardo Ramirez. Race 8, number 6, You Are the Best, Ricardo Ramirez.
Race number 1 went official, and it was a race to the turn. We saw good speed from OMG. We saw good pressing speed from Miss Chardonnay, but in deep stretch, nobody could catch OMG.
And that's the key to the race, the field of maidens. Basically, bottom-level maidens, right? $5,000 maiden claimers. Get to the front end. We spoke of the post parade and how Ricardo Ramirez was aggressive in the warm-up to MG. She got that head in front, was able to put away the competition in Miss Chardonnay, and then they were just chasing to the wire.
Yeah, and usually this, when you get down to the maiden claimers, about get in front and test them, see if they want to pass you. They're pack animals, they don't want to go by, and that was the result. Let's go back and take a look at the replay here of this opening race for the early pick 4 and the place pick all. OMG was in gate number 2 under the guidance of Ricardo Ramirez for the barn of Jesus Uranga, by the way, owner and trainer Uranga. I didn't see any claims. Did you see any claims?
I did not see any claims of this bunch. We're going to pick them up at the start here. Gate number 2. Look at Ricardo Ramirez get aggressive. The money came in on Spy in Disguise. Francisco Monroy is sending. She's just not quick enough to keep up. And Ricardo Ramirez Key, make sure you get that head in front. I know you're competing, but look at the body language on the 2, as the body language on the 3. Nephew Salvador Vargas, Ricardo Ramirez is shoving every step.
I think that if you look at the body language right here, and if Salvador's looking to race back, he probably wants this right back, right? Because while you're showing a little bit of speed, you got to go for the knockout punch, right? You got to go for the knockout punch.
Especially in these maiden claiming ranks, you really got to put it to them. At this point, they're heads up, but Ricardo Ramirez has the forward momentum and the inside post, and you're going to watch here. Veteran move. Go ahead and drift them out.
Yeah.
They're in the 5 and 6 path. Now drops back over, puts the 3 away, and now is just trying to hold off the charge from the other 4 horses, which aren't used to passing horses. They like
Correct.
to hang around with their friends, and sure enough, coming out of the pack, Beauty Jenny to get that second place money. Ultra consistent Beauty Jenny. That is her 4th second place finish now in 13 starts.
She's been an absolute place pick all single. Got to give credit to BD Cheney. She's been hitting that exacta consistently.
And that's a good maiden to have. Going to be paying her own way by hitting the board so consistently. Let's take a look at the head on here. You see the white blaze of MG and Ricardo Ramirez. And you see Salvador Vargas on Miss Chardonnay there. And look at the difference. You're going to see MG drifting 2. Miss Chardonnay instead of the opposite. When you have the outside draw, you want to push down. Don't let that inside runner push out on you. And that's exactly what MG and Ricardo Ramirez do to Miss Chardonnay.
Look, I don't know if the result would have been different, but kudos to Ricardo Ramirez for being aggressive and keeping the neck in front, because at that point you throw the knockout punch, you put him away, you get the money. By the way, I'm not complaining. Can't believe I got up 2-1.
2-1. Great win price on MG. $680 coming back on a $2 win bet. That early pick 4 over 116,000. 116,977 to be exact in that early pick 4.
Congrats to owner trainer Jesus Oranga, OMG, for Ricardo Ramirez. Gets the job done here in the opener. 2415 officially with the pick 4 pool that crossed $116,000. Coming up, race number 2, scratch of the 2 Unbridled Vision, leaving us with a field of 5. 12 minutes to go for race number 2.
9 minutes to post for the second race. A 4.5 furlong thoroughbred condition claiming event for 3-year-olds and up. There is $1 pick 3 wagering. The post parade led by number 1 Westport Captain, owned by Randall Prey, trained by Van Belvoir and ridden by Edgar Pieris. Number 2 Unbridled Vision is an important scratch from the race. The morning line favourite number 2 is not running. Number 3 is Easy Breezy, owned by Stephen Piccolo, Elena Riley and Clyde Yamada, trained by Richard Rosales. The rider is Francisco Orduña Rojas. Jesus Nunez trains a pair and shares in the ownership of number 4 Sir Nano with Desert Star Stables. Salvador Vargas occupies the saddle. 5 Grey Power is owned by Jaime Morfine, trained by Sergio Morfine, ridden by Pedro Flores. And James J. Braddock, number 6, is trained by Nunez for Mike Flory. The jockey is Ricardo Ramirez.
Welcome back here to Desk at Los Alamitos. Jose and Ulysses here with you for race number 2, just 6 minutes away. The beginning of a new Rolling Pick 3, Exacta, Perfecta, and Superfecta wagering also available. Key scratch of the 2, leaving us with a field of 5, and the money is a little spread out. We expected a 6 to take some money, Ulysses, but right now also the 3 and the 1 are taking significant support.
Nobody over the 5-to-1 odds currently in this field of 5. I think the race does go through James J. Braddock just based on the 2 efforts prior to that 4th place finish last out. That was against allowance competition last out, and it was a respectable 4th, missing by 4 lengths. The final clocking for that race, 52.56. James J. Braddock went 53.35. Personally, I think in any claiming event for 62.50, that's a winning effort. Drops into the $5,000 claiming ranks. Look at the last time this horse was running for $5,000. Missed by a nose. Final clocking, 51-1. I think any of those 2 efforts, 2 and 3 back, put this horse in the winner's circle and has the benefit of the outside draw. But it's a good betting board. You could lean any direction, Jose. 5-1 is the biggest price currently.
In simple terms, the effort 3 back wins this race. Right? Simple.
Simple terms, the effort 3 back wins this, yes.
You repeat it, you win.
I think the effort last time out wins this race. That was against tougher competition.
Yeah.
I don't see any of these other 4 horses getting within 4 lengths of an allowance field going 1,000 yards here at Los Alamitos, the way James Dane Braddock did last time
And
out.
that's a pretty good kind of a bar to analyze, right? Because EX is a race where they went 52 56, right? Nobody's getting within 4 lengths of that timing. But if the 6 throws in a clunker and doesn't fire the A effort, I think the next one in line could be the 5. Great power. There's nothing wrong with that second place finish last time out. Now, although Easy Breezy was the winner of that race, I thought Green Power ran about as good as the winner did that night. I don't think the trip was ideal. You had the rail. It wasn't the best of trips and still managed to get into the exacta. So I like the 5 more than I do the 3.
I'm going to go the other way. I think Easy Breezy is going to fire a better effort than last time out because this is the third start off of a layoff for this horse. And this horse got the victory last night. I think you're going to see a better effort out of Easy Breezy. I'm still going to say it's not going to be quite quick enough to beat your current 6-5 favorite in James J. Braddock. But I would go a straight exacta. 6-3. Just one way. I would just go with the 6-3 exacta. I think they'll run 1-2. I don't know what to make of Westport Captain, making the third start off a layoff as well. Finished third last time out, but I don't like to see a horse that is fading back going such short distances.
Yeah, it's giving up lengths. I mean, the win 3 back for Westport Captain was in October of 2025, and it was in a spot where he was expected to win. He was the betting favorite in the field of 10 and got the job done. Given that he's drawn the rail, I don't think he's the quickest of the bunch. So, having said that, he's going to have to maneuver a trip where he's likely going to have to make a few different moves. And I'm not in love with that spot being drawn on the rail. So, if the 1 beat me, then so be it. So that's why I ended up towards the outside part of the gate with the 6 and the 5. What about the 4 Sir Nano? Can that one show a little bit better speed here or no?
I think it's going to be similar to Westport Captain. You got to navigate a trip. The positive is that you're drawn a little further out than Westport Captain with the rail draw. But I think Sir Nano, Westport Captain are going to be chasing, and you have Great Power as well, who's going to come from off the pace. I just see it difficult for Sir Nano to get the ideal trip. I don't think these horses really come back. I don't think Easy Breezy really comes back. And with James J. Braddock drawn to the outside, I think he's the controller of the race because now he can shove down and figure out what position he wants to take instead of like Westport Captain or Sir Nano, where that decision's made for you and you got to find a position. So I think Sir Nano needs a perfect scenario at 7-1 to pull off an upset.
If James J. Braddock grabs the lead from the outside, is the race over?
Yes.
Yeah.
If James J. Braddock is in front going into the turn,
It's over.
he's going to be hard to run down.
Yeah.
You look at those efforts, he comes from off the pace. At one point, he was 2 lengths off of him when missing by a nose 3 back. So if James J. Braddock is in front early, it's going to be difficult to catch. I see Easy Breezy going to the lead and James J. Braddock being able to pounce on him late.
Because it looks like that kind of race where if you win the race to the turn, specifically with James J. Braddock, who's going to look faster versus these runners, you're in a serious amount of trouble.
Yes.
You're looking for a 6-3 exacta?
Yes, I like a straight 6-3 exacta.
I'm spending a little bit of a dinner bet. How about a 6-5 for me?
Let's do it. I'm looking up at the odds now, at the probables in that exacta. A 6-3 exacta is going to come back 7, and you said 6-5?
6-5.
That comes back 10.
Dinner bet.
And-
6-3 for you, 6-5 for me.
Let's do it. Schwannies, the top of the turn, about the 300-yard mark for the quarter horses
Yes.
is where that's at.
They're at the gate. Race number 2, new rolling pick 3 begins right here. Let's go out to Mike Corona.
Thank you very much. Good evening to you, Jose, and to Ulysses. They're about to load for this second race on the program. Westport Captain leading the way into the gate. Easy Breezy will be his next-door neighbour after the scratch of the morning line favourite Unbridled Vision. Here comes Sir Nano. Long shot stablemate to the favourite, James J. Braddock. Great Power, the only one-time winner in the field. This is for non-winners of 3 races, so Great Power is above his conditions. James J. Braddock 4-5 as he completes the line. Set to go. Racing. James J. Braddock speedily into stride with Easy Breezy and Westport Captain, Grey Power, and they're clear of Cernano. James J. Braddock is the leader onto the main track, 1 length to Westport Captain, make it 2. Followed by Grey Power, who's 3 wide, moving up a level second. Easy Breezy, 4th, splitting horses, 7 lengths in front of Cernano. As they travel the back stretch, it's James J. Braddock leading by a length and a half to Westport Captain on the inside of Grey Power. Easy Breezy solo in 4th spot, a half dozen lengths clear of Cernano. 3/16 to go. The rails open for Westport Captain, who is coming through to challenge James J. Braddock. James J. Braddock maintaining the lead at the top of the lane. Grey Power is issuing a challenge on the outside. It's James J. Braddock and Grey Power clear of Westport Captain, who could not go on with it. James J. Braddock digging in, kicking strongly and beating Grey Power by a neck. Westport Captain 3rd, Easy Breezy 4th, and then Cernano. In the time of 51.88 seconds, number 6, James J. Braddock, has prevailed over number 5, Grey Power, with 1, Westport Captain 3rd, and number 3, Easy Breezy 4th. James J. Braddock coming back to the winner's circle as a 4-year-old bay gelding by Jimmy Creed from the tribal rule mare Sunday Rules. Bred in California by Nick Alexander, owned by Mike Flory, trained by Jesus Nunez, and giving Ricardo Ramirez the early double. The result is official. Placings officially 6513, $1 exacta, $7.10, $1 trifecta, 24 even, 10-cent Superfactor, $3.78, and the $1 Ricardo Ramirez double pays $7.50. Post time for race 3, 8:05. It's the first leg of the $2 pick 6. Pick 6, scratches and jockey changes. There are several. Go to race 5. Put the pen through number 1, Outlaw In-Law. Also scratch 4, Val Empire. Numbers 1 and 4 out of the 5th. And Henry Lopez rides number 6, AJ Wildheart. Lopez on number 6. The 6th race, scratch 5, MW Love This Candy. Number 5 out of race 6. And then across to race 8, Ricardo Ramirez. On to number 6, You Are the Best. Number 6 in race 8, Ricardo Ramirez.
Race number 2 did go official, that 4.5 furlong event. We talked about how the speed and the post of J.J. Braddock was going to be tough to deny, and the trip was ideal.
You get a $7 exacta and dinner. Good call to you. You said Great Power would finish second. Tested James J. Braddock down the lane, and James J. Braddock responded and turned him away. Nice call, though. That's a $7 exacta.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Let's go back and revisit the start here in the replay of this race number 2. There was a little bit more speed than we suspected from a runner like the one West Corp Captain towards the inside. But the race went through James J. Braddock. And the outside post, it wasn't the fastest of starts. Maybe a clean start, good start. Showed speed, and at that point, Ricardo was able to pick a spot of what he wanted to do.
And sure enough, we spoke of the drop-in class would just make this horse look faster. And we said, if this horse is in front going into the turn, they're all chasing for second place money. Well, he got closer at the top of the turn because that was a big run by Great Power to get within a neck. But James J. Braddock responded. Ricardo Ramirez does well to give this horse a breather getting into the turn and around the turn. You see the body language there. Now a little bit of a nudge, a little bit of a pop on the shoulder. Keep this horse going with that forward momentum. And you're going to see Great Power can only get to within a neck. This was a big response by James J. Braddock because it looked like Great Power had all the momentum going. James J. Braddock turns him away.
And believe me, that would have been a great price separator for the pick 4 implication, but just could not go by as James J. Braddock found a little more. And the one West Corp Captain had a wide path on the rail to accelerate. Just wasn't good enough.
Just wasn't good enough, like you said. Had the opportunity, just could not get by. Here's the field of 5 from that head-on view, the front angle. James J. Braddock going to take over the lead and cross on over. That's key. Always kick dirt in these horses' faces if you can. Get on down there, kick some dirt in their face. Make them doubt themselves. And once you're in the front end, you can do whatever you want. And Ricardo Ramirez, sure enough, going to pick up this horse's head and give him a bit of breather. Drifts out here going into the turn and then drops back over. And look at him. He keeps looking around.
He was aware of who was inside, who was outside.
Right. And once you're able to give this horse a breather, you know where the pressure is coming from. You can hear Edgar Payeras on the inside with Sport Captain sending. Ricardo Ramirez knows Great Power is coming to the outside, so he makes sure with some left-hand encouragement, force this horse to run toward the competition. Nice ride and a nice effort by James J. Braddock to get the victory.
So that's going to be a winning result for owner Mike Flory. Jesus Nunez, a winning conditioner, and Ricardo Ramirez is a winning rider. That makes it a Ricardo Ramirez early double that paid, 6 to 1?
6 to 1. That comes back $7.50 on that dollar double. Nice race, and it's a nice start to that pick 4. You had a second choice getting the victory in the opener, and then you get the favorite, James J. Braddock, to close it out.
All right, let's get you some rider changes because race number 3, let's begin the pick 6. We got a rider change in race number 5. Number 6, AJ Wildheart, make it Henry Lopez. And in race number 8, the finale, the rider on the 6, You Are the Best, make it Ricardo Ramirez. So a couple of rider changes, given that the pick 6 is coming up in race number 3. So that's race number 2 officially in the books. 14 minutes away to race number 3, pick 6, coming up soon.
Race 3 is the first leg of the $2 pick 6, a 1,000-yard maiden claiming event for 3-year-olds and up. There is also $1 pick 3 wagering. This post parade is led by number 1 Draw Close, owned jointly by trainer Terry Eaton and Joe Gibson. The rider is Pedro Flores. Number 2 Brett's Acclaim is owned and trained by Robert Lucas. Cristobal Herrera is in the irons. 3 Wicklow Way, one of a pair owned by Rosamond Barclay and conditioned by Gloria Haley. Damian Cruz is up. 4 New Mexico Heart, owned by Leonel Caro, trained by Sergio Morfine. Salvador Vargas is aloft. Number 5 Hydroplane is the second entrant for Barclay and Haley. The rider is Francisco Orduña Rojas. And number 6 Karma's Revenge represents Zepeda Racing and Magna Racing stable. Oscar Heredia is the trainer, Edgar Payeras the pilot.
Four minutes away here from race number 3 at Los Alamitos. The beginning of the Big Six, just 4 minutes away. 1,000-yard event here, and we kick it off with the field of 6 right now. The money showing up, Ulysses, on the 5. Hydroplane, who has plenty experience, 0 for 22, but is the deserving favorite.
And that is my top selection. Career star number 23 is going to be the maiden breaking score. 0 for 22, Jose, but the last 7 efforts, 5 of them second place finishes. This horse is long overdue to break the maiden.